Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and up to 120 FPS, leaks reveal, The Verge. Japanese charts. Switch sales surpass 12 million as Animal Crossing returns to number 1, Nintendo Life. Call of Duty. Warzone is getting 2 new weapons, new faction in Season 5 VG-247. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with Exynos chipset passes by Geekbench. GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. Dominion workers reach tentative collective agreement just before strike deadline, VOCM. Let BMW design boss tell you why you should like the new 4 Series, Motor 1. Android's Nearby Share now works on Windows via Google Chrome, XDA developers. Google One tops iCloud with more free storage for iPhone users, Tom's Guide. Xiaomi gets sued by InterDigital in India for alleged patent infringement, Gizmochina. Major recall of red onions imported from the U.S. through Cisco, Kelowna News, Castanet.